Design is one of the most important things for movies, games, TV, and really, there's good character design and there's bad character design. A good character design is recognizable, for example, you have Homer Simpson. I don't really care much about The Simpsons, but there's a reason why everybody loves Homer Simpson. There's a reason why everybody knows who Mario, Sonic, and Mickey Mouse is, okay? And SpongeBob and all these other characters because they're all good character designs. What happens when you have terribly designed characters? Like you have Final Fantasy's ridiculous designs. You have the entire game of Genshin Impact. You have Pixar's newest movies, like Turning Red and Ruka. And of course you have Xenoblade 3's designs, which are overall not good character designs. So a good character design is either, simplistic, or there are a lot more complex character designs that are good. But typically a character is more simple, so kids can draw them, so they're recognizable as well, and the characters are easy to recognize and are easy to draw, and can be seen and understood by the silhouette as well. And you don't want to make your character look very similar to another character. For example, Birdie and Falco. And why I'm using this example specifically, because Birdie and Falco look pretty similar. The difference is their head shape and the fact that Birdie basically always wears glasses, and that Birdie is very smart. But you look at when you fight him, he looks pretty similar to Falco. You also have Mordecai, but Mordecai is a Blue Jay and looks very different than Birdie and Falco. So you gotta make your characters stand out from each other. And that's why I'm using these examples. And you gotta make your characters look good. A prime and chief example of bad character design is Bubsy the Bobcat. He is a blatant ripoff of Sonic, and he's just not a good-looking character. And also doesn't help that his games are not good, but Bubsy is not a really good design character. He was the original Bubsy, and yeah, Bubsy's just not a good design character. They attempted to bring back Bubsy, and no one bought his games, because Bubsy is just not a likable character. He's annoying, and he also has a pretty bad character design. He looks like the city, high school mascots you get, in every high school as well. So, you already are not really, going into that big favors, Bubsy the Bobcat. Another example of a poorly made character design is Mayron Reed from Turning Red. So, she looks like, carrots, and, yeah. So, the biggest criticism is that basically, what I've been saying is Mayron Reed looks too much like Steven Universe, It's like Pixar, it's supposed to be the most innovative company in the world, but they're basically just doing the same thing that a lot of modern cartoons use. And yeah, basically this is what I'm talking about here. Stuff like Gumball and Gravity Falls there first, but then a lot of others started copying it. You had Undertale of Sands. You had Pixar's newest movies of Ruka and Turning Red, and that weird movie coming out about, sports. But, yeah, this is why people call it lazy, because it's a very common animation art style in newer movies, and people are sick and tired of seeing it. And that's why Mayron Reed is a bad character design, because people are sick and tired of seeing this type of face. Well, you have this, and you have these big eyes. I get it's a cartoon, but look at old Cartoon Network. Look at old Cartoon Network. Look at old cartoons like SpongeBob. All the characters were all unique designs. So look at old Cartoon Network. You have all unique and interesting character designs. I think this is why people like me hate Kyle Arts so much, because all the characters are distinct. For example, Powerpuff Girls, and Dexter's Laboratory have a very distinct and different art style. Ed, Edd n Eddy and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends are very distinct art styles. Save Little Killer, The Cowardly Dog, and Billy and Mandy and the Grim Tales. I think that's what that show is called. All those shows, and of course Samurai Jack, you go on and on and on. Same thing with, Nickelodeon's old characters. You have Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, Tough Puppy, Danny Phantom, Cat Dog, and the Rugrats. All of them have unique art styles, unique character designs. And I think that's why people hate Carl art style, because it made cartoons into a mess. Okay, that's why people like anime so much now. Because look at anime. A lot of anime looks similar, but they all have their unique art style. Dragon Ball Z has Toriyama's distinct art style. You have JoJo, which is JoJo's art style. And all the characters that we use look different and have unique character designs. And I think that's why Kyle Arts is so hated among many people, including myself. Of course, there are people who have made videos defending the Kyle Arts art style. But even, for example, gaming characters, the most recognizable gaming characters of all time. If you look at the most recognizable gaming characters, all the characters are pretty unique designs, okay? You don't see the same repeats, like a Kyle Arts art style. All of these characters were made by different people, and you can definitely tell that these characters are made by different people, different cultures, different people, and it's not made just by California, using the same art style over and over again. And look at some of the most famous video game characters of all time. For example, Pikachu, okay? No character, you have your knockoff Pikachus and your knockoff Marios, but most people know those are knockoffs, okay? Pikachu and Mario, Link, and Pac-Man and Sonic are all very unique character designs, okay? Especially back in the day, you have Yoshi, you have Crash Bandicoot, you have this guy, and you have all these characters here, and all of the characters are pretty recognizable, and they're all pretty distinct from each other. And now we have ugly characters. So ugly characters exist in gaming as well. People do hate characters based off the character designs. Jasper Bat Jr. is an example of this. He is the final boss of No More Heroes 2. And yeah, he has a pretty bad character design. He's a pretty bad character design. He basically looks like, yeah. And he's considered one of the most hated characters in all of gaming. Even though not many people play No More Heroes compared to, Animal Crossing, like Rossetti, or how many people hate Waluigi, Peach, Daisy. But Jasper Bat Jr. is often on the list of worst video game characters, most hated video game characters, because he's just a bad character and he has a bad character design. Even people who have never played No More Heroes won't say, yeah, this character is bad because he's just a bad character design. And also, yeah, he turns into this gigantic balloon, which is another pretty bad character design because it looks pretty ugly. Another example of a hated character is Porky Mince, of course. Porky Mince is the main villain of Earthbound. And, no, he's the secondary villain of Earthbound, he's the main villain of Mother 3. And yeah, Porky Mince, yeah. All you have to do is take one good look at him, and yeah. He basically looks like, a character straight out of South Park. And yeah, Porky Mince is another one of the most hated characters. But people hate him for his, accents. But yeah, he also is not a very good looking character either. So yeah, Porky Mince is another example as well. And the last example is, and yes, I'm going to, Genshin fans, please leave, okay? Yeah, Genshin Impact is a holy grail of bad character design, okay? That's the last example. I just do not like Genshin Impact character designs all too much. I like a couple, but a lot of Genshin Impact characters, they just look weird. And they look too... It's just ever since this game came out, I was like, the character designs rub me off away. And same thing with very similar anime games and stuff. I do like anime. obviously. I like Dragon Ball and stuff. But yeah, Genshin is a game that is way different than like Dragon Ball. But Genshin characters look pretty weird. Okay. I know people like really hate Genshin. But yeah. But there's way worse things about Genshin than, you know, this. But then we have character redesigns. And the first one to talk about is the original Sonic movie design. Obviously, they changed it. But this is the original design for the Sonic movie. And it looks pretty ugly. Okay? This is like one of the most infamous examples of bad redesigns. And it's just Hollywood is not giving a shit about Sonic as well. We also have Goku from Dragon Ball Evolution. So yeah, Goku from Dragon Ball Evolution, again, pretty bad character design. But again, they weren't really, like, they could have made Goku, like, for example, the Marvel characters, they look like the characters from the comics. Okay? Dragon Ball Evolution Goku really doesn't look like Goku all too much. Okay? He doesn't look like, he just looks like a generic Asian guy. Doesn't look like Goku. He looks like a generic Asian guy as well. If you look at Goku as well, this is what Goku looks like. And this is the Dragon Ball Evolution Goku. He just looks like a generic man of this weird spiky hair as well. It's like they didn't even try to put any thought or character design. But then we have another official redesign. That is just... yeah. We have Pac-Man for Pac-Man The Ghost Re-Adventures. There's a reason why Smash Bros. Used the old Pac-Man design. There's a reason why. Because the old Pac-Man design is way more iconic than this design. It's a pretty bad design for Pac-Man. Like, compare them to the original version of Pac-Man. And also they made 2 Pac-Man The Ghost Re-Adventures games. And none of them sold. Nobody watched the show. Like, they made this Pac-Man and The Ghost Re-Adventures. Like, they tried to reimagine Pac-Man. And just like Sonic, it just didn't work. Because they were at the same time when Sonic Boom came out. Both failed as well. And both tried to redesign the cast of characters for a new audience. Now understanding why people liked the original Pac-Man and original Sonic. If you look up Pac-Man, does Pac-Man, man, you'll see this design, because this is the design that everybody associates with Pac-Man. Not the Ghost Re-Adventures design as well, because the original Pac-Man design was very simple and way much better than the Ghost Re-Adventures Pac-Man that we got. And that's why nobody watched Ghost Re-Adventures. That's why nobody watched Sonic Boom as well. The reason I didn't use Sonic Boom and I used the Sonic movie original design, because Sonic Boom and Pac-Man The Ghost Re-Adventures did go on for a bit. They went on for a couple years, but Sonic Boom wasn't really too successful, and they made Sonic, you know, they changed Sonic's design and all the characters' designs as well. They also introduced Styx, which was a character that wasn't too popular either. And yeah, Sonic Boom is really just known for a bunch of memes now. You know, people don't always say, oh yeah, remember Sonic Boom? Yeah, remember Sonic Boom? Yeah, no one said that. Save for Pac-Man and Ghost Re-Adventures. That's why when they made Smash Ultimate and Smash 4, they went immediately back to the old Pac-Man design and the old Sonic design. Same thing when they made Sonic. As much as people hate Sonic Forces, they went immediately back to the old design that was used for Adventure, and also they used classic Sonic and Sonic Forces. Same thing with Sonic Frontiers as well. They didn't use the Sonic Boom design because nobody liked Sonic Boom. Nobody liked the games. Kids probably watched the show, but this version of Sonic, just like Pac-Man The Ghost Re-Adventures, Pac-Man didn't stick around. And yeah. Yeah. So reimagining of characters, you know, and making them look worse happens a lot as well. And making iconic characters look worse makes it even worse. It's like if they read it at Disney, made a whole new series of Mickey Mouse cartoons and redesigned Mickey to look way different than Mickey Mouse, and people didn't like the redesign and nobody watched the Mickey. So it also probably woke too because Disney's making it. But yeah. Other examples of bad designs include like overly dressed characters as well. Xenoblade 2 designs, Genshin, a lot of several Final Fantasy designs as well. Like, I get Genshin is supposed to be like traditional clothing and stuff, but it's like they're overly designing the characters in Genshin. And then we have Pokemon. So a lot of Pokemon are hated for the designs. And yeah, I'm going to touch on Pokemon because you have Gardevoir, Bruxis, Maractus. You have a lot of pretty poorly designed Pokemon. And again, not every Pokemon is going to be, an amazing design. But you have stuff like Luvdisc, which is really lazy. You have the Ice Cream Pokemon, which is pretty much hated. Probopass. And you have Stunfisk. You have many Pokemon designs that are not that good. And it has been throughout the whole series. And the first time you had Jinx. You had Seal. And it's gone to generation to generation. But really, the more bad designs, it has really become more noticeable. Past Gen 4, you had Probopass. You had several ugly designs in Gen 4. Rhyperior. You had Gen 5 had many ugly or unlike designs. Gen 6 had several. Gen 7, Gen 8, Gen 9 as well. And I think the generation the least hated Pokemon design is probably Gen 3. Everybody agrees that Gen 3, the worst design Pokemon, was Luvdisc. Gen 2 had several pretty bad design Pokemon, but really got worse Gen 4 and forward. And I think it really hit its peak in Gen 8. But Gen 9 also had some pretty bad designs as well. Like, Bellibolt was a Pokemon that I still do not think is a good design. It just looks pretty weird as well. And then you had Gen 7 with Bruxis. You had Gen 5 with the amount of Pokemon that were hated in that generation as well. Well, you had Gen 4, which had Probopass and Rhyperior and Fione, okay? And of course, you had Gen 6, which had the Oromatease and the Swirpuff as well, and Diggersby. But each generation of Pokemon has those stickers. Gen 1 had Jinx as well. Gen 1 had Seal, and some of the more ridiculous designs like Voltorb and Electrode. Because it's also lazy and there's designs that people just do not like. Because Gen 1 had a lot of lazy designs and it had Zinx. And, but again, every generation had its stinkers. For example, Voltorb and Electrode are pretty poorly designed Pokemon, but I still like Voltorb and Electrode. Because Voltorb and Electrode at least could be useful in a playthrough. Unlike Luvdisc, which is boring and bland and it's still useless. And he had Bruxis, and Abominable and several really ugly designs as well. And yeah. And the generation, even though Gen 5 is very underrated, that had the most flack for its designs is of course Gen 5. You had Gen 5 had the most flack for its Pokemon designs, but other generations, like Gen 7, in particular with Bruxis and Abominable, with their Pokemon designs as well. So yep, let's finish up this video here. Goodbye.